Recently deleted my Hinge and I don't think I'm ever going back. I've seen so many other women saying that they also deleted the app. Dating apps are no longer for dating. Men have just turned dating apps into like an easier way to access convenient sex. In love, we are kind of meant to be found. We're not meant to be actively trying to find love. It's just supposed to be something you stumble into. I don't understand how men got onto dating apps and were like, oh yeah, this is not going to be for dating. I literally was talking to a guy for a month. I was seeing him almost every single week. Got me a Valentine's Day gift, all this stuff. Woke up one day and was like, I cannot be in a romantic relationship. Why were you on Hinge? I literally matched with another guy and he's like, oh, what are you on here for? Usually when they ask you what are you on here for, they're either because they actually seriously do want a girlfriend, which is like very never, or because they're trying to see if you want to hook up. So I was like, you know what, let me give this guy like the benefit of the doubt. And I was like, oh, I'm on here trying to find my husband that I could run around the playground with at 2 a.m. Being kiki. This guy goes, something similar. I'm also trying to find people to hang out with late at night. I said, hang out with late at night? What do you mean? He goes, what's wrong with that? I said, what the fuck are you talking about? He's like, I'm trying to find people to hang out with late at night or early mornings. I said, baby, you're looking for a prostitute. That's what you're on this dating app for? A lot of the components of dating apps are just so superficial because I genuinely am such a surface level person on first match. You don't hit everything, all those points, I'm not gonna like you. Most of the men I've ever dated were from dating apps and they were the worst ones, but they were the most beautiful ones. But the guys that I met, like either through mutuals or in regular life, they weren't as attractive, but they were so much better. I feel like we get on dating apps because we feel this idea of like scarcity, so hard to find people. I was definitely like that too because I had this whole idea like, fuck, how am I ever gonna find someone? There was a time people dated before dating apps. I think if we all put our fucking foot down and we get off the dating apps, men are gonna go back to talking to women in public because they don't do it anymore because it's just so much easier to go on an app and swipe. I really feel like when you get out of the mindset of allowing men to like behave mediocrely with you, when you get out of that, you'll realize that it's almost impossible for someone to come with like the pressure right off a dating app because they've never had a conversation with you in person. They don't know who you are. How can I expect you to like want to plan an amazing date for me and the only thing you have to go off of is 4 prompts and some photos of me? When somebody meets you in person, there's more of that initial connection, so they're more likely to be a bit more emotionally involved with you. So this is your sign. Get off the apps, go find your man at Erewhon, the gym, something. Anyways, I'm going to Pilates so that I can get my body right and tight.
It honestly pains me to see women constantly explaining to men that they would rather be alone than to be in a relationship with them. They don't understand. They don't understand because the cognitive dissonance. They can't imagine because they can't do it. They can't be alone. Literally, they ruminate when they're alone. Their mind wanders all over the place. They hate their own company. A man cannot stand the thought of being alone. So he cannot believe you when you say you are happier alone. They can't do it. So they can't imagine that you can do it. They honestly believe that you're lying. Stop trying to convince them that you're happier alone. We know we are. Just be alone.
Here are a list of things I expect men to do in marriage. Number 1, pay the rent, mortgage, and utilities. So that's like the rent, the water, and like the electric. You know what I'm saying? And then if we have a home, like the property tax and the mortgage insurance, all that good stuff. Number 2, to do most of the cooking. I cook, but I don't really like to cook. So it's really a plus when I meet a guy who is really good at cooking. And there are actually a lot of men that are great cooks. Number 3, the dishes. I don't like doing the dishes, so it would be great to have a man that just took that chore off of my hands because I don't like to do the dishes. Number 4, do the laundry. And when I say do the laundry, I don't just mean like put the clothes in the wash. I mean like the whole process. Put the clothes in the wash, put the clothes in the dryer, put them up, iron what needs to be ironed, fold what needs to be fold. Like do the whole thing from A to Z. Number 5, take out the trash. I don't like to take out the trash. Number 6, any yard work or housework. Now, he doesn't necessarily have to like fix it. Like if there's like a broken pipe or something, like he doesn't have to fix it, but he does have to be responsible in calling whoever to make sure that it is fixed. So it's just his responsibility. Number 7, upkeep the car. So that includes any tire changes that need to be made, any oil changes that need to be made, putting gases in the car, making sure the cars are washed, like the whole process of upkeeping the cars from A to Z. Number 8 is date nights at least twice a month, but that actually goes into like any form of recreational activities. So if we're going kayaking, if we're deciding to take a camping trip, if we're deciding to go to a theme park, just at least 2 dates and or recreational activities per month. And number 9, an annual honeymoon. I do want to be one of those couples that takes a honeymoon every year in a different location. I think that's super cute. So definitely an annual honeymoon, and then a separate family vacation. So that's 2 big trips per year. So a honeymoon and a separate family vacation. And yes, I expect for him to pay for it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.
Here are some things that I expect my future husband to pay for. Number 1, all trips. I want to go see the world. I mean, I've seen a lot of it already, but I want to see like the world's most beautiful beaches. Like I want to go to Santorini, Bora Bora, Turks and Caicos. Like I'm a water baby. Scorpio season is here. My birthday's next week. Like take me on a trip. I want to see a beach. Next is a night nurse because I want kids, not just 1, not just 2, but a bunch. I can't be up all night with these kids trying to breastfeed. Like how am I going to get any sleep? Like he needs to pay for night because I know he ain't gonna get up to feed nobody, you know what I mean? And even if he does, he doesn't have the tits. So like my plan is to like stock up the freezer with some breast milk, have the night nurse come and feed my baby while I can sleep, and then the morning I can take over. Number 3 is a maid because 1, I already keep my house clean. I'm pretty good at that, but again, me plus a husband plus kids, like I'm gonna need help. So a maid to come like once a week, twice a week, however much I need her, like he's got to have that covered. Number 4 is a driver so that I can pay attention to my kids in the passenger seat and not have to focus on the road, and then 2 kids in the back fighting and screaming and arguing, carrying on, and I have to like keep my eyes on the road while slapping somebody in the back. Not literally, but you know what I mean. Like I can't be arguing with kids and focusing on the road. That doesn't work. Number 5, a personal Zumba instructor. And I say Zumba because I love Zumba. I love to dance. And if it was like a personal trainer, I just get so annoyed at them. Come on, 50 more reps. Get down and give me 50. I can't deal with that. But Zumba, yes. And I need someone there to like motivate me. You know what I mean? So like that would be definitely something I need from my husband. Last, I say online shopping because that's where I do most of my shopping. Like as a plus size woman, it's just better clothes, better quality, better options when you're shopping online. So I'm going to need a credit card just for online shopping. Those are some of the things that I need my husband to pay for me. And if you want to hear more, like this post and follow me.
Dating in the West is done, finished, kaput. As an elder statesman of the supposed ethnic community, I'm at a loss for words when it comes to the young brothers' prospects here in this sham country. There is nothing out there to work with, unless you like squeezing blood out of a rock. If you want to date and eventually marry responsibly, you are going to have to globalize your social life. Don't worry, black women have been doing it since the 70s. You kings are just catching up, and it was designed that way. You were never supposed to become enlightened, and by that I mean have enough agency to simply search for what you want. Since we know the sisters have been doing this shit since the early 70s by my own personal metric, chronologically speaking, this makes the tragedy of your miseducation an utter indictment of their roles as the first teachers of the child. Don't understand? Black men and women have dueling ideologies of duty and blind entitlement for the latter. The women have no impetus to change anything because it benefits them on both ends. They feel it is their birthright to have their cake and eat it too. The brothers just didn't get the memo. Nobody typed the fucking memo if we're being honest here. How else can you explain all these fugly broads' ridiculous conditions for the phantom men they supposedly date? I'm just saying, they're fucked up. They need therapy. I think some of them have a form of body dysmorphia, seeing a falsehood in their mirrors. Who knows what any of these females see in their mirror? Who cares? One answer, they do. The fuggy conglomerate wants to control the narrative and have entitled access to your peen brothers. It is a radicalized arm of malignant so-called feminism. The fuglies have taken over damn near all facets of your daily life, figuring that carpet bombing you with their bullshit will mentally break you. That's why visual femininity has been pushed to the back of the room next to, but in front of actual masculinity. They've even infiltrated gaming. See the recent Spider-Man 2 video game, and the visual mutilation of the Mary Jane character. Looking at this shit reminds me of a lame Eddie Murphy movie called Vampire in Brooklyn, where he famously performed the evil is good speech as a filmic version of Jesse Jackson. Basically, in Orwellian terms, 2 + 2 = 5, and you're gonna eventually fuck an ugly fat broad and like it. Newsflash to the big and tall. Men have already been doing that, but don't want to claim you openly. Taking it further, you rarely see fugly females going after fugly men. What's up with that? Kings, it's not your job to do Make-A-Wish for fugly, toxically opinionated pseudo-feminists. Women have the 3 6s for engagement with the opposite side of the gender line, so feel no shame in having a list of standards for yourself. Remember, women are counting on you being desperate and thirsty for that hole between their cellulite-riddled legs. It's just a hole, fellas. A goddamn hole amongst innumerable holes across the planet. The sisters are telling you to hurry up and wait. I'm telling you. Wait for what exactly? Eve is going to get off the cock carousel and walk into that dingy, pungent waiting room to give you a half-eaten apple for your loyalty and labor after she fleeces you for all you're worth. Then she's gonna tell you that you ain't shit. So all things considered, you kings need to get to work big upping yourselves, learning more than one language and globalizing your search for suitable mates. Pussy is a cash grab business in the West. Ain't worth nothing but pennies on the dollar. We didn't do this, they did, kings. You have to decide if you're gonna eat at White Castle or go to a steakhouse. Vote with your attention and dollars. Get a passport and buy a plane ticket. If you can't, exercise your options as a consumer in the mercenary capitalist sexual marketplace. Many don't have the intestinal fortitude to go black pill, nor should you if you're still sexually viable. All they want is money and resources. They don't see the value in anything else, even children, unless they can be monetized in family court. You're only responsible for yourselves. They have no power over you that you don't give them. Don't make a Faustian deal. Keep your head on a swivel, protect your bag, and above all else, don't make fallen women the stewards of your families or the mothers of your children. Women have lost the riddle of steel in the West. Make them find it. SYSBM means save yourself, black men, all praise to the Most High. The Black Patriarchy. A non-existent group of fictional black male power brokers not discredited, erroneously jailed or outright killed by the minority majority who look the other way as they work tirelessly to shame, oppress, and outright take out the altruistic black female populace of the honorable democratic United States of America. 3K's inset bitches. These evil wealthy members of the black patriarchy are the sole reason for all the ills of the black community, walking, talking, holding down jobs, and doing everything up to and including giving their very lives in service to their baby mamas and baby's motherfucking kids. Their motto that strikes fear into the hearts of black women everywhere: bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks.